We've all been there.
Oh, we haven't.
Capturing amazing ocean photos just to find them looking a bit
dusty, dull, very boring.
when we get them on a computer. But don't delete those photos just yet. In this video, I show you how to transform those lifeless, dull, flat-looking images into colorful, awesome ocean masterpieces. That might be a bit far.
You've taken this whole thing too far.
But let's dive into Lightroom. First up, let's fix that 1-2 horizon using the Transform Alter tool. Doesn't always get it right, but you can use the rotate slider to fine-tune it. But actually, this is looking all right. Now, let's get the composition right here. I took this in portrait format because I was shooting for social media, but this actually has a much more impact in landscape format. So let's open the crop tool, pressing R on the keyboard, and then pressing X will simply switch the orientation from portrait to landscape. In this, the wave wasn't actually that big, so let's just crop it in nice and tight. It's a social media shot. It doesn't need to be high resolution. I know the haters will hate. Say, ooh, cropping is cheating. But I don't give a shit.
Language, McTaggart, language.
Cool, so already much better, much more impact. The wave is bigger. Reasonably happy with that. Time to bring some contrast back to this flat image. We'll use the tone curve to do this. Create a simple S curve. So we'll bring those highlights up a bit. Really want to make the white water pop. So I'm going to go here and then increase the shadows, make them a bit darker. Really bring out the contrast. Now what I will do is drop the refine saturation slider down a bit because I want to bring the contrast out, but not make everything bluey tint. So now we've adjusted our contrast through the S curve, so a little bit more, make it a bit more noticeable without massively increasing the contrast in our colors. All right, next up, basic adjustment panel. I'm going to just increase that contrast a tiny bit just to make it pop a bit more.
That's a pop, that's a pop, that's a pop.
And drop the highlights down a little bit because I want the spray coming off the wave to be a bit more prominent. Then I'm going to up the whites quite a bit and drop the blacks a little to really strengthen the look of that white water. I won't touch the global shadow slider just yet. We'll cover more about shadows when we get to the masking step. And that's it. Our basic edits are done. You can already see a dramatic difference, but we're not done yet. Now, in the masking section, that's where we're really going to make this pop. So we're going to go to the masking, create a new mask, and I'm going to create a color range. What I want to do is really bring out the color in this wave. So you can either drag a square and create a color range from that, or you can just click on a single color. I want to keep it quite localized, so I'm going to do that. You can see in the show overlay what's highlighted here. It did capture some of the rock, so we could subtract a linear or radial mask just to remove that from the selection, because we don't really want to add color into that. Always good idea to name your masks. Just once you've got a few of them, it's much easier if you've named them. Also helpful if you're creating presets from your masks. Up the exposure ever so slightly, and then tweak our temperature, hues, and saturation to get this color exactly how we imagined it in green. Emerald, I think they call it.
Emerald City.
Well, we've gone quite extreme in this example, but yeah, that's the idea. Make this pop for social media. A lot of people will tell you, "Ooh, you've overdone it, done too much on that." Typically, there's only other photographers that will tell you that. Majority of the people looking at an image won't care unless it's like extreme, they won't care that you've tweaked this. They want to see dramatic, extreme images. You can also then go down and increase our clarity a little bit, really get those textures popping. Just drop that battery a little bit, want that wave to look crispy and punchy and vibrant. Now, last up, we just right click on this and we duplicate and invert the mask. Super easy way of getting everything else apart from the previous selection you made. We'll just drop the saturation down a bit because I really want that color to shine through. You could go completely black and white, but I feel that makes it look too fake. But you can drop it quite substantially. And then if you wanted to have a bit more of a monotone feel, you could adjust the tinge slightly just to make the overall image feel a bit more in line and sync with the wave. And the other thing I like to do is to drop the texture of things around the subject here. See how dropping a texture just feels like it's adding some motion into the white water, creates something that feels a bit more alive. So we're dropping that down quite a bit, and then maybe just up the clarity slightly to maintain detail. Just play around with these a little bit to fine tune. I prefer my images not to look completely sharp everywhere, adding some softness and contrast through texture. And there we have it, before and after. A little bonus tip, I actually shot in JPEG plus RAW when I went out, and this ongoing discussion of is RAW better than JPEG? How much more can you recover in RAW files versus JPEG files? If I copy all of these edits, we can actually see if I apply the same edits to the JPEG straight out of camera, it's not far off. The colors aren't quite there, but we can probably just up the saturation a bit on the JPEG. I guess the answer to should you shoot RAW or JPEG, you decide. And there we have it. Quick and simple edits to transform dull and washed out photo into a powerful eye-catching image. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Lightroom tutorials.